A lot of people that follows my work, especially in my Instagram account, has been asking me to do a tutorial on how I do my bricks. Um, and so I decided to finally do one. Um, and the way I do my bricks is pretty much kind of like similar to what a lot of people have done already. Actually, I mean, prior to me starting doing some dio work, I actually watched a lot of YouTube videos, and the ones that I followed and carried into my work is L figures techniques. And so, again, this is not something that I invented. A lot of people in YouTube and other dio makers also do it this way, but I just thought that since I'm doing videos of my diorama, might as well do my own so that you guys can look through my videos and see this instead of searching in the internet for one. So anyway, before we begin, I just want to talk over real quick as to the tools that I normally use. And one of the most important tools that I use is this one right here. It's a translucent ruler, and this one is made by Artist Loft. And what's good about this is because again, it's a see-through ruler that has the pattern already. And basically, if you look right here, each square is equivalent to 1 inches. And then if you have that, and then you already have half inches. And this is really useful for dio work because the majority of the dio builders use dimension of 1 inch by half inch in making their bricks, the brick size. And so you can easily follow the pattern right here and translate it in the foam. So this is for me really critical tools to have. The other one that I use is X-Acto knife. This one is just a normal X-Acto knife with number 11 blade. And my tip is, if you're going to start a new dio project, I normally want to replace it with new ones, because after a while it gets dull, and so when you do your cuts, it may not be as sharp, and so sometimes you end up having the blade jump on you and then ruin your lines. And so yeah, don't skimp out on the blades. I mean, make sure that you use new ones every time you do a new project. The other one is just a regular pencil. Normally, what I do sometimes is, before I cut it, I use pencil to mark my lines. But for the most part, I don't really use this. I just basically do my measurement and then directly cut it with X-Acto knife. But it's also a good a tool to have on the side, because sometimes when you're not sure as to the lines that you have, then before you do your cut, you use a pencil first. And then lastly, this is my metal scriber. It's basically it's like a pen, but it's just metal with the pointed edge. And basically, this is what I use to pass my lines after I do my cut. Okay, so I'll show that to you in a minute. But anyway, let's begin. For the sake of time, I already did my vertical lines for my bricks. And so basically the way I did that is, again, by using this, like I said, uh, the edge, basically this is divided by 4.5 inch, so 2 inch total. So basically each small square right here, see that small square, oh, right here, see, small square right there is a 1/2 inch. So that's the size of our bricks, um, going along, right, going along this row. So you just basically go and match the edge of your foam to that first line right there, and then you do your cut. And then after that, you just move that ruler and that first line, and then you do your cut. So you repeat that process until you get through the foam or the area that you want to become bricks. And then what I do is I go back in my lines and I do my scoring, basically using my metal scribe, and I just do like a couple of passes back and forth. And basically the reason why you're doing that is because you want to pronounce that line so that you see where the actual lines for your bricks. So you could kind of see it right there. Okay, so normally you're gonna keep doing that until you're done. And once I'm done, I usually just go back again on one of the edge, and so basically what I'm gonna have is kind of like an alternating lines. So what I do first is I do like the 1/2 inch first. So I go the very first line, I go 1/2 inch, and I cut it. I skip one line, cut it, skip one line, skip one line, skip one line, skip one line. So you just do that, you just keep doing that, repeat that process until you get to the end. And then I go back and I do my the one that you skip, and you basically go 1 inch on those. So using the ruler, you go 1 inch. So since this is the first one that I do, I have to go here, but I have that. So the next one is right here. Skip, skip, then if you look, see, you're already seeing that pattern right there. If I do a scour line, you could kind of see. I'm not doing the whole thing just for the sake of time. I just wanna give you an idea how to do it. So there, so you could kind of get the idea. And yeah, so basically that's about it. And then you just continue that that pattern, using the lines that you already created. So if I'm gonna continue this, I'm gonna go back on my first line and do another inch from that line, and then you could kind of see where the other one, so you just skip that and then you jump. Okay, and then do another inches on the other line. So there, but there you go. I'm gonna scour it again just for you to see what it looks like. I mean, normally I'll do a couple of passes there, but just for the sake of time, I'm just trying to do some shortcut. But anyway, that's what it looks like. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue this and I'll show it to you when I'm done. Alright, so I'm done with all my bricks. I already scribed them. I went all the way and do another pass using my scribe to accentuate all the brick separation. Anyway, so once I'm done with that, what I do is unless you want a clean brick wall, then you could probably just leave it the way it is and just paint over it. But if you want to do more of like a distress type look, then normally what I do is I go back and using my X-Acto knife is just randomly just go from bricks to bricks and just do like cracks and stuff. Just to add that distress look. But this is, I mean, it's up to you how many you want to put. But as a rule, I try to not overdo this, because after a while, having too much of this stuff doesn't look good. I mean, it just kind of becomes like chaotic, so what I do is I go back in there and just again scour those cracks that I just did quickly. I could even go. Yeah, kind of like that, so you could kind of see that those little cracks in there. And then the other thing that I do is I like to add character to my brick walls. Some of you guys that follows me already seen some of my work, so you know what it looks like. But I basically have this kind of like tool that I made out of popsicle sticks. So basically this right here is the size of a brick right here, so it's a 1/2 inch by 1. And so what I do is I go randomly on a brick and I just use that to press down on it. There you go, to create that depressed look. It's kind of hard to see in here, but if you go on this, let me see, there you go. See, if you go right like on that angle, you could kind of see how this one is depressed compared to this, right? And so what I do is I just keep doing that randomly. It's probably easier to do like this. There you go. Do there. just randomly, you know, where you want it. um, Again, you know, this is something that you probably don't want to overdo, because after a while, you know, it's gonna look kind of forced. You know, you want to make it look like more of like just, you know, randomly happened, not something that was forced. So I think let's see, right there. Yeah, I think I'm done with that. So for that, so like again, see, if you look, you kind of see it. That's how that thing is suppressed. Okay, and then I also made another tool that I use to make create kind of like patterns or texture on the surface. I actually also use this for my concrete walls. You know, I use this to texture the surface. So basically, again, this is made out of a popsicle stick that I just hot glued together, and then I use this kitty litter, you know, kind of like sand. Again, you know, just hot glue it in there, and you know, it's good for just stamping basically. So I'm just gonna stamp like again randomly. I mean, your goal there is just to, you know, just add a little bit of, you know, texture on the bricks, because not all bricks are, I mean, in a normal type real world setting, you know, bricks are not perfectly you know, edged, or the surface not always perfect, so you're always gonna have some sort of imperfection. So that's what I'm trying to mimic by doing this. So again, if you look, see, you could kind of see where that, you know, textures are coming from. Actually, you know, this, the top part right here and the bottom part over here are is actually gonna be concrete. So I'm gonna go ahead and just texture that throughout. There you go. Yeah, so this is yeah, ready for painting, and basically that's how I do my bricks. So I hope that I was able to help you guys out. All right, so here's a sample of a completed brick wall that I did. This is basically the same wall that we've been working on, and I painted it, and this is what it looks like, just to give you guys an idea. And the paint that I use for my bricks is this one right here. It's called Brick Red, and I got this off Michael's. I think Hobby Lobby has them too, so you could buy them there. And basically the way you paint bricks is you prime it with black first. Normally that's how I do it. I don't know, maybe some people use a different base coat, but for me, I like to use black for my bricks. And then you know, making sure that when you do your base coatings, that you cover the cracks of the bricks, you know, making sure that the paint goes in there in between, because that's the one's gonna give you the details later on when you apply your red brick acrylics paints. And normally I apply two coats to have this kind of uh, color. Um, so don't be don't worry, like the first time you apply it, if it doesn't look as red, so that means that you just need to go back after it dries, to do another coat, and then usually that will do the trick. And if you want to go further, adding details in your bricks, like what I did on this one right here. Basically after those two coats of my red bricks, I went back and dry brush it with a tone of gray and some white to have that kind of like different types of colors in there, have that distressed look. And then I also added some grouting material in some parts to make it more realistic. Yeah, but you could do whatever style you want, but generally the painting wise, you do base coat of black and a couple of coats of your red brick material or any other color that you want for your bricks, and that should do the trick. All right, well, I hope that this little tutorial were able to help you understand how to make bricks and hopefully inspire you to start doing some. All right, well, hope to see you in my next tutorial. Thank you. Bye.